Toy Story, the very first movie distributed by Pixar, an animation company that would be the key to creating some of the most beloved family films. Remember when we thought some of Disney's 2D movies would be unmatched, especially during those golden days? Well, enter Pixar with Toy Story, inventing the 3D animation technology and also impacting its production capabilities forever. Toy Story is special for this reason. Not only this, but it's an iconic film beloved by many, and it more than deserves its position as a timeless classic. It spawned an iconic franchise, inspired many other animation companies that would attempt to rival Pixar, and also take its techniques to new heights in the future of movies that would be produced. So why is Toy Story so special even today since it released in 1995? What boundaries did it really push for animation? And how did it modernize itself into becoming a classic? In today's movie review, I will be talking about the 1995 3D animated classic film, Toy Story. We will be taking a look back at this timeless film and why it goes to infinity and beyond. First things first, we got to just talk about the historic 3D animation. It was the very first film to use this technology, and it still holds up very well, or perhaps way better than what we would have thought. Sure, there are some animation errors to be seen here, or some of it looks a bit outdated, and its budget was very low for 1990 standards, but this was back in the day when 3D animation was just getting started. Just don't let that fool you. It was mostly used on the toys to help make them more expressive and more alive, to help us show both the POV and the humans. There's some decent lighting as well to not make it very dark in any scenario, but as time went on, these types of films would have a bigger budget, so animation can look way cleaner and more excellent. That's what Toy Story demonstrates here. Nowadays, there are animated movies that are way more compelling than this, and you've got this to thank for your favourite 3D animated movies. Another everlasting impact that Toy Story left behind that would become a signature key ingredient in Pixar films is its in-depth themes and messages, which are explored wonderfully. Two of my personal favourite messages that are explored are not abusing your toys, as for example when Woody and the mutant toys taught Sid a lesson when he almost blew up Buzz. It also shows a meaning of how it also doesn't go against anyone who took your spot, like Woody when he learned his lesson of what he did to Buzz, and the both of them escape, and the relationship goes from being rivals to friends as the character development grew. Along the way of its wonderful story, it explores the themes of acceptance, friendship, and jealousy. It gives amazing depth to also give proper chemistry for its two leads, making it more than just a kids movie, and also appealing to adults in the process. The story in general is both iconic and memorable, with many curveballs. As Woody and Buzz Lightyear evolve from enemies to friends, they need to escape from Sid and reunite with Andy. Buzz learns that he's a toy and not an actual space ranger, which gives him enough inspiration in being a toy that makes a kid happy. This is one reason how both him and Woody defeat Sid once and for all. It's truly all in all satisfying and great as well. What truly allowed Toy Story to spark was its memorable voice performances that came alongside the now iconic characters as seen in film. While most of the performances are just as great, it's Tom Hanks and Tim Allen that are game here, and are both simply too good to ignore. As Woody and Buzz respectively, they bring about some amazing character chemistry with each other, and help each other develop their bond in much stronger passion, allowing for an even better storytelling than the film is going for. There are even scenes that may not have been in film as padding, but were simply included for much more charm and comedic timings. I don't think they could have picked anyone better to play Woody and Buzz Lightyear. Hanks and Alan are simply charming in any appearance from these films. Alongside Woody and Buzz, there are even more unforgettable and lovable supportive toy characters, and while I think Sid is a pretty reckless antagonist, he does a great job on showcasing that behaviour on what we, as kids, did with our toys, destroying them and showing no care towards them. These characters were the pinnacle of the series and would appear in basically every other installment. Something else that always charms me about Toy Story is its unique concept and the overall premise of the film. The concept is simply so much fun. It takes the advantage of most people believing that their toys were alive when they were kids. They are secretly moving around when humans are not present. It does an amazing job on showing the toys' POV during the film. It keeps the creativity as the series progresses. It's a very interesting world building idea and allows for some very strong core elements that would allow Toy Story to start Pixar on a very strong note. It focuses on the relationship between toys and humans, like an example of how Woody's relationship changes with Andy when he gets a Buzz Lightyear toy for his birthday, becoming his new favourite, making Woody jealous. It also explores the key element of replacement and fear, very relatable for us, proving that our friends would find someone new as their favourite. And the writers gave a lot of depth to the toys to give them more personality so that they could carry the film from the otherwise lackluster humans. The overall concept of the film will satisfy fans of all ages. Finally, Toy Story is a movie that still resonates with many audiences and will forever have its fair share of strong iconic moments. For starters, it connects to all audiences by showing the expansive attachment to toys and humans, giving a very strong emotional punch. Something else that should also be mentioned here is that the music score, composed by Randy Newman, is very amazing and beautiful sounding. It's not just the notes, but also the songs. You have the most famous one, which is You've Got a Friend in Me, becoming a staple in the franchise. Other great honourable mentions are ones like Strange Things, which is perfect fitting that plays when Woody looks around Andy's room as it changes from being cowboy themed to space ranger themed, and adding very well to its emotional core. And the last one being I Will Go Sailing No More, which is playing during the scene where Buzz finds out that he's in fact a toy and not a space ranger, and tries to prove that he's still a latter by flying through an opened window, but fails and breaks his arm in the process. One final note to mention here is the quotes this film offers are unforgettable. I won't say them out loud because I don't want to make the video drag on for as long, but I'll put a list now of some of my personal favourites. This adds to the overall charm of the film and helps find its place as a nostalgic animated classic. Toy Story is an animated treat for all ages. It's an absolute classic even today. Though it was the very first movie produced by Pixar, and it was all just getting started for computer animation, evolving from 2D to 3D, it's still an excellent achievement and more than deserves its rightful place in the rankings. The animation isn't just simple and effective alongside its revolution, but it helped itself to not come off as dark or dull by having our favourite characters always remaining as charming as ever with not a single hint of soulless emotions. The themes and messages are amazing, which can all still put a special moment in one's heart, since they resonate very well with you and reminding us about our past lives as kids. The characters are still memorable and the voice talents are extremely effective. The concept is amazing and takes itself in an appropriate direction, and it left an everlasting impact on Pixar themselves, becoming the key to these movies with the music, quotes, and connection to its audience. Either way, Toy Story is nothing short of perfect. It will go on to spawn a franchise which will all be talked about in the future of this channel. It will continue to live its life as something that should be shown to any people of any ages. Toy Story is an outstanding accomplishment that not only goes to infinity and beyond, but it will never fall from grace. Featuring revolutionary 3D animation, formidable themes, a tremendous voice cast, and a timeless story concept all mint in the box, Toy Story is still a friend in all of us. My final score for this Pixar classic is a 10 out of 10 and a grade S. It's still one force to be reckoned with, and its everlasting impact shows how animation has evolved from 1995 to present day. I always have fond memories of Toy Story and growing up as I was watching it all over again. As I came back, I've forgotten just how special playing with toys truly was. It's not just about having fun and building strong bonds, but also leaving an endless impact on your childhood. But with that being said, leave a like on this video if you guys did enjoy my review on Toy Story, and also remember to subscribe if you are new and hit that bell icon to see more content on my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Take care of yourselves.